The Crotchety Old Men podcast is not a registered investment, legal, or tax advisor or a broker-dealer. All investment financial opinions expressed by or on the Crotchety Old Men podcast are from the personal research and experience of the owner of the site and are intended as educational material. Although best efforts are made to ensure that all information is accurate and up to date, occasionally unintended errors and misprints may occur. Before you invest or make any investment-based decisions, consider your own personal circumstances. You should do your own research and seek advice from a financial professional.
And happy Thursday it is again with the Crotchety Old Men podcast. This is Gary Smith, one of your hosts, and my partner in crime, George Crumley, with me in the studio today. Happy Thursday, George.
Same to you, Gary. How you doing, man? How's life treating you?
Life is great. Oh, man, it's so doggone good, George. If I had wings, I'd take off and fly.
It would save landing. That's what they always say, soft and cushiony.
Absolutely. It's good. It's a great day to be alive.
Absolutely. That makes you want to pound your chest.
Want to pound your chest. Yes, sir.
So we're going to talk about today, Gary.
Well, let's talk about money. I mean, we see, the crime, not crimes, but we have the decline with the interest rates and the Feds raising rates and things of that nature, and kind of like piggybacking off what the last episode when we talked about paying yourself first. Well, yeah, it's a good idea to pay yourself first, but where do you put that money? And I know we had some conversations about, people put money in a bank account. Some people put it in a shoebox. Other people, they put it in cryptocurrency. So, but we're talking about what? Saving money, earning money, and making money work for you. So help our listeners out, George. What's some of the things you suggest?
Well, I mean, that's the key, Gary, is making sure that your money is working for you, even while you're sleeping. I think Warren Buffett said that.
I like that.
You want to make sure that you put it in vehicles that are going to earn you interest, earn you a benefit. But if you think about this, if you just have a regular savings account or a regular checking account, every dollar that you put into that account, the bank turns that over about 10 times. Okay.
Wow.
And what they're doing is they're taking that money and they're, loaning it to other people. Okay. So, and they're paying you, little bit of nothing. They say they're paying you 0.000 whatever, so now they're not paying you anything. So you got to make sure that you're putting your money in some kind of vehicle that's going to, benefit you. I'm not saying don't use banks, okay, because I do use my bank, but I use it for a particular item, which is to pay folks. If I've got $100 worth of bills this month, I put $100 in there. I don't let my money just sit in that account. There's other interest-bearing accounts we can kind of talk about that you can Google that pay you. At the site they pay at the height of the money, and when money is really working for you, the interest rates are a little higher. They're going to pay you higher interest rate, the 4 to 5% interest per month, which is going to allow which is compounded, which is going to allow you to make some money on your money.
Interesting. My goodness. I got to go back now to where you said about these banks. You put your money in the bank and you just let your money sit there and they turn it over 10 times and they loan it to other people, but they won't give you one.
Won't give you a dime.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That right there is enough. We could have a whole podcast on that, but we won't today. I have to pull out my dashiki and my pick comb now, because now I'm about to get real rebelized. We talk about how many of us, in particular African Americans, we're big on that. We become loyal to our banks. Okay, one of the reasons because they got them in our neighborhoods and they're comfortable and they're safe places. We've been taught they're a safe place to put money. But to what I'm hearing you say there, and you didn't say it's not a safe place. You just have to do it wisely. And I like that idea about not just letting your money sit there in a bank. You're not making any money on it. Somebody else is making money on your money. Why not just have that money in an interest-bearing account somewhere else, and then when your bills are due, I love that, George, put in $100 if you got $100 worth of bill or whatever it is, what's your car note, house note, whatever bills that you pay, put that in the bank every month, and they only have that. which is only going to be there for a little while because you're paying folks.
There you go. There you
But
go. Now you're
yeah,
using them. That
exactly.
you using them as well as they're using you. And there's a lot of if you just Google high interest savings accounts, you're going to go get a whole list, anywhere from Capital One to American Express to Bank One. They all offer them, which are different than money markets, because this money's liquid. You can make as many. I'm not going to say you can make as many. Usually they limit you to the number of withdrawals you can make per month. I think it's like 6 or 7. But if you calculate anything else, that should be well in line with being able to manage everything else. 6 or 7 withdrawals a month. But the benefit is, you're going to get a higher percentage of interest depending on, what the market is bearing. And these accounts will go up and down as anything else will. But here again, it's you're getting something for your money, as opposed to, like I said, just letting it sit there.
Right. Which brings another thought to mind too, George, is that when it comes to credit cards, particularly, I know you mentioned about some of the high interest rate places to put money. In one of mine, I use American Express, and I like that idea about you pay it off before the note is due, before that bill is due, or what have you, because you're able to save interest, and you save that money that you would normally be paying for spending future money that you really haven't received yet. That's what the credit card debt ends up being. You're spending future monies that you haven't received, and that's why we end up paying, being punished, I call it, so dearly. What are you doing on a personal level in regards to that?
Hey, Gary, great question. Couple of things I live by: don't pay any fees, don't pay any interest. That's kind of what I kind of live by. And, you say, well, how do you do that? If you look at your bank account, they charge you fees for everything. They charge you fees for overdraft. They charge you fees for, just about anything in there. So you want to make sure that you understand the rules that govern that account, and you make sure you stay within that, that realm, so you're not paying any fees. And then as far as credit cards, we all got to have credit cards to live. But then here again, you don't want to be paying 12, 13, 14, 25% interest. What you want to do is you want to use them to the best of your ability. Now, I'm going to talk about 2 things that are out right now. One is 0 interest credit cards, and the other one is cash back. I'm going to talk about the cash back cards first. These things are great. Okay. So for example, if you buy gas weekly, or bi-weekly, whatever it is, there's a lot of cards out here that will pay you 5% back. So if you think about it, first of all, understand how credit cards, if you charge something on a credit card, you're basically spending your money twice. You're spending it once by charging on a credit card, and then you're taking that money and spending it on something else. Okay. So you spent the same dollar twice. So you have to understand that whatever you charge on that credit card, at the end of the month, you want to pay that off. Okay. So here again, back to my example, if I'm buying gas, and I'll use, $10, so we'll say $50 a week in gas. Okay. So that's every 2 weeks, that's 100, every month, that's $200. So 5% is what they're going to pay me back. Okay. So that's cash in my pocket. And then I pay it off because I was going to buy the gas anyway. So that's $200. So not only have I used their credit and let my money float for a month in whatever account it's in, I've paid it off at the end of the month. I've paid no interest, 12, 13, 14%. Then they've paid me back 5%. So just as an example, I have a cashback card, and at the end of 2021, they sent me a check for $225. Okay. So use any that I want to. And during the year, I paid 0 interest to that company.
So I hope everybody heard that. The credit card company sent you a check. I just want to make sure we heard that correctly.
Yeah, they sent me a check for $225. Yeah, so I can spend it anywhere I want to.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So these are kind of things that you have to understand. I mean, I was telling you, we went to Tampa. I used my Hilton points in Tampa, which I gained by any time I use my American Express card. And we flew for free because anytime I charge something with my Delta card, I get free miles. So free miles, free hotel, cash back. You end up doing a lot of things that
Man.
you benefit from a lot of these things, but you have to look. I mean, you have to research, and it's just at the end of and not saying I'm pushing Google, but all you gotta do is Google. All that stuff is out there.
Wow. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. I mean, because you'd be surprised how many people be asking themselves a question or ask it rhetorically. I wonder what about such and such, or I wonder how does such and such work. And all you have to do is go to Google. I mean, because right now Google has darn near everything. You can, once again, I think we said it, George, on another episode, is that the key to success is KEY. Keep educating yourself. So if you can go to Google, you're telling us that, and find out these things about high interest rate credit cards, high, did I say that right?
Cashback.
Cashback. Credit cards and things like that. I mean, I'm loving that piece about a credit card company sending you a check. That right there, if that doesn't wake you up and get your attention today, I don't know what will.
And like I said, they advertise them a lot on television. You just have to look at the one that benefits you the most, because, like I said, if your expenses are with gas, they usually pay you a little bit higher, like usually about 5%. Then there's some that pay you higher with dining. If you like to eat out a lot, they'll pay you 1 to 2% on eating out. And then they'll just pay you like 1% on any other purchase. But, there's very few purchases that they don't pay you for. So, you can use it.
George, it brings me to another question here. I'm not just asking this out loud here as I'm sitting here as we're chatting. When you see these advertisements on TV, you buy some furniture here today, 0 down, 0 interest for 6 months or 12 months. Is that a good deal or is that a trap?
Well, if it's a trap, they haven't caught me yet. I would say any large purchase that I'm going to make, the first question I ask is, do you have 12 months, 0 interest? Do you have 18 months, 0 interest? Whether I'm doing work in my yard, or I'm buying a washer and dryer, or I'm buying, anything large. And I'm tell you what. Okay, so think about it. We talked earlier about higher interest accounts. Like I said, Google them, high interest savings account. So say, for example, I'm getting ready to make a purchase of $2,000. Okay, I've got the $2,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that $2,000. I'm going to put it in a high interest account to pay me monthly interest. And then I'm going to go buy my item on 0 12-month interest. Okay. And then every month I'm going to pay them, $100 or $200 or whatever it takes to keep they usually have a minimum payment, and you can choose to do it either way. You can either pay the minimum payment as long as you pay it on time.
Right.
Okay. There's no interest. At the end of the 12 months, you want to take the money out of your savings account that's been earning interest and pay it off. Yep. So here again, you've basically managed your payment. You've gotten whatever you were purchasing, you've got that at your house. You had money in the savings account, so you earn interest there. So you basically use their money for 12 months for 0.
OPM.
Money back to you.
That's right. That's right.
But you have to be a smart shopper. And to have a couple of these 0 interest of cards, you just have to manage them like anything else. What I like to do is, I'll pay them off. I'll pay, $100 here, $100 there, $200. So when I get to that 12th month, I owe them like $600. And I pay off the $600. I'm good to go, and I'm on to the next. And like I said, I've used that with, if I need concrete at the house, or if I need a roof on the house, or washer and dryer, or anything. You pretty much anybody you can ask. A lot of the major vendors, have a 12-month program. All your big box stores have them. But the key is you got to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. You have to pay on time, because if you miss a payment or you're late on a payment, there's a penalty. So it just comes with being disciplined and manage your finances like anything else. I mean, your credit score is very important to you. Sometimes it's better to have a high credit score and not have any money. I mean, and make that work for you. You got 700 credit score, you can get credit, but you got to know what to do with that credit once you get it. It'll allow you to make more money. Information is so important. It's so important.
And that's good. That's good stuff, George, because there is a way to live debt free. Okay. if you use debt correctly. All right.
Absolutely.
That's the way to do it. There's good debt and there's bad debt. And we have to educate ourselves again. I mean, we're here at the Crotchety Old Men podcast. Our goal is to educate. And so, George, you dropped so many nuggets this morning, man. I'm telling you, shucks. My pen, I got to get another pen because this other one's on fire.
Well, hopefully our listening community
like
understands and can benefit from a lot of this information. And like I said, we're going to continue to do this every Thursday. Tune in to the Crotchety Old Men and hear us talk and laugh and talk about life experience and how, not that we've been lucky, but that we've been diligent and manage our money just like you manage anything else. I mean, when you go to work, you got to manage. So, hey, why not manage your finances the same way? So, hey, take us out of here, Gary.
All right. Now, you always remember, ladies and gentlemen, and boys, young and girls, and pets as well. Everybody in the household, hit that subscribe button. You see that subscribe button is either on the right side or the left side, just as long as you hit that subscribe button. And I want you to hold on. Tune in every Thursday for more information from the Crotchety Old Men. Don't miss it. Next Thursday, we're coming back with a real humdinger for you. And you better bring your notepads and your recorders or whatever else you got because you don't want to miss next week. Until then, stay safe, stay strong, and stay prayed up. We're out.
Peace.
Hi, this is Paul with the Crotchety Old Men. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode of the Crotchety Old Men. Let us hear from you. We would like to know how you like the subject matter, and also if there is another subject that you would like to hear discussed. Send us an email at info@thecrotchetyoldmenpodcast.com. Once again, that's info@thecrotchetyoldmenpodcast.com, or visit our website, The Crotchety Old Men Podcast, for the previous episodes.